Hiya folks, welcome to the show. Sorry I'm late, I thought I could get here quicker if I took a new mode of transportation, so I rode down the river Styx. However, wouldn't you know it, we had to keep stopping because there were dead bodies in the way. Honestly, people can be so inconsiderate. Oh, the wardrobe change? Well, over here in the greatest of Britons, summer has finally arrived. And I learned very quickly last year that recording in my usual getup in 20-degree heat was not a great idea. Anywho, what are we talking about today? Let's see here. How amazing Oliver & Company is. How perfect Oliver & Company is. Why Oliver & Company is peak cinema and you all just have no taste. Oh, here we go. Hercules the Series Episode 6. Hercules and the River Styx. Well, that's a coincidence. And don't worry, Bob's back.
Hercules and the River Styx.
Never leave me again. So the episode opens and... oh, I'm sorry. It appears I started playing the movie by mistake. Oh, it's just an opening that's eerily similar. Why would they wait until episode 6 to do something like this? Unless this was supposed to be the first episode of the series. Well, let's just take a look at those production codes. Okay, the Apollo mission was the 17th episode produced. The King of Thessaly was the 5th episode produced. The Secret Weapon was the 7th episode produced. The production code for the Assassin was never confirmed. The Big Kiss was episode 27, and the River Styx is 16. Where's episode 1? I mean, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. The premiere of the 2nd season? What? Okay, so from what I've been able to gather, 65 episodes of this show were produced. Those episodes would then split into 2 seasons, with one being 52 episodes, the other being 13. The longest of which was ran in syndication, the other aired on ABC. And to make things even more confusing, both were airing at the same time. Hercules and the First Day of School first aired on September 12, 1998 as the premiere of the ABC season. By this time, the syndication season had just aired its 10th episode a day prior. So let me make sure I've got this right. If I didn't feel suspicious enough to look at the production codes, I wouldn't have gotten to the pilot of this series until episode 53. Alright, here's what we're gonna do, because my OCD is going into full overdrive mode. I'm going to review Hercules and the First Day of School right now. Then come back to the River Styx because I would like to not go to prison for false advertising. Then from this point onward, I will be watching the episodes in production order. Everybody got that? Okay, this is Hercules and the First Day of School. Episode 53.
Hercules and the First Day of School.
Now, I have to temper my expectations. This is a pilot episode. I can't expect it to be... wait, it was written by Bob Schooley and Mark McCork, the creators of Kim Possible and Big Hero 6 the series? Never mind, expectations shot way through the roof. The episode opens with a currently unknown narrator discussing the story of Hercules, recounting iconic moments from the movie.
And perhaps the greatest challenge of all.
High school!
Excuse me?
We are reintroduced to the Muses, who say they have the scoop on Hercules back in his high school days and how he became a hero. I mean, I thought it was thanks to the power of montage, but I guess there's a little more to it. The Muses tell the narrator to take 5 as we get our first song of the series.
Now young Herc as a teen was a lot like the rest, with a heroic dream and no hair on his chest.
It's sung well, has some really nice instrumentals and some clever lyrics. It's pleasant at the start, but just wait until it really gets going. Nothing on par with the movie, but a pretty good song nonetheless. Through the song, we learn Herc was training with Phil when Zeus showed up and said Phil had to send Hercules to school. So after that, we are reintroduced to Phil and Hercules as Hermes comes crashing through to help send off the soon-to-be bold and sweet hero in training for his first day at Prometheus Academy.
But what if nobody likes me?
Boy, this is one of those peer pressure teen angst crises.
Okay, that really does not sound like Danny DeVito, but I guess I should give the new actor a chance. I mean, who knows? Maybe in time he could really improve. Also, the animation is really good here. The consistency of the character models is flexible, but there's a lot of really great flowing motion. Hercules almost misses the school badge, but manages to barely catch it. If only he had the same look at keeping it afloat. He makes it to school where he's met by his new guidance counselor, Parentheses.
Here's your campus map, recently revised, cafeteria menu, I like the mutton, and your locker number, memorize and destroy.
Hercules goes to find his locker.
Not this one! This is Pandora's locker. She's got some issues.
Alright, purely based on first impressions, I think I'm gonna like this guy. Just have a good feeling about him. His name is Icarus, and he's likely going to be our new comedic sidekick. Funny, I thought Pegasus was doing a fine job, but if they want to replace him, whatever.
Herc! As a newbie, you need a guy that's plugged in. Someone who can put you at the epicenter of the Academy's chic Greek elite.
Thanks. That'd be great.
Yeah, wouldn't it? I'm not that guy.
Then we get a reprise of the song from earlier as Hercules wasn't getting off to a rolling start, if you catch my disjointed and not well thought out reference.
I had no idea high school would be so tough.
Wait, has Hercules never been to school? Cause that's kinda the vibe I'm getting from this. So much for Amphitryon and Alcmene being some of the best Disney parents. I mean, they're still at the top of the list purely by process of elimination, in that Disney eliminated most of the other contenders. Next up, Icarus shows Hercules the cafeterium, where he can't help but acting like the new guy by being himself. Then we're introduced to Adonis, a snobby prince who I guess is our mandatory cookie-cutter 90s bully of the series, as Hercules is talked down from standing up to him.
If you want to survive high school, you gotta know the score.
What's the score?
We're losing!
We're then introduced to our final main character, Cassandra, whose skin is so pale she'd likely blend into the walls were they not all varying shades of orange. We learn Icarus has a crush on Cassandra, which I'm sure won't become unsettling and creepy as the series progresses. Icarus leaves as Herc and Cassandra get to know each other.
Nice to meet you, Cassandra.
I doubt it, but it's polite of you to say so.
Holy Hera, what is with this animation? It's absolutely gorgeous! Then Cassandra has a vision. Apparently her thing is she can foresee terrible things that will happen. She foresees the roof of the cafeterium falling on Hercules, which would be the most plausible thing to happen in the show so far. By this point, Hercules has had enough of Adonis, and I am right there with him. I sure hope he isn't going to be in a lot of episodes.
Hey, I think you dropped this. I've seen Gorgons with better pictures than that.
Excuse me for a second, I'm just going to have a traumatic flashback. We finally get some of Hercules training with Phil, who notices something is bugging the guy whose face will one day be on every vase/vase. Herc goes to sit on top of a pillow with Pegasus to try and talk through his issues, which takes an odd turn when Pegasus suggests he fight a monster to win their approval. This can only end so well.
Tonight, I'm going to prove that I'm a hero. We're going to the realm of monsters.
Hercules and Pegasus fly through the realm of monsters where...
But Mom...
Shut your pie hole, little mister.
Mother...
That goes double for you. Oh, where did I go wrong?
I'm sorry, it appears we've wandered into an entirely different series. Hercules and Pegasus show up, and I've been talking about this episode way too long, so we're gonna speedrun these last 7 minutes. Hercules tries and fails to attack the monster, and in order to prove his importance, he reveals he's a student of the prestigious Prometheus Academy. Weird flex, but okay. Secondary prize time!
On top of our hero, the roof's gonna fall. You don't wanna miss it. Stay tuned.
Fade to Prometheus Academy the next day as Hercules arrives only to learn the Cyclops is already rampaging through the school. They were apparently able to get in because they had Hercules' ID. What?
There's been a change in the menu. No flesh this day. Instead, you shall taste my blade. Here, Make him taste my blade.
Adonis stupidly reveals he's a person of importance, which is exactly what the Cyclops wants, as Hercules has to unfortunately do the heroic thing and save him. Hercules defeats the Cyclops, fulfilling Cassandra's vision in the process. Adonis takes credit, but Hercules doesn't care as he spouts our moral of the day. Thankfully, I get the feeling this isn't going to become a regular thing.
Who cares what everybody else thinks? You know what's important? What I think. And I think I'm doing okay.
Maturity.
Then we have a reprise of the song that ends on a really sweet note.
You need to fist a fight when your hoes got more than one nose. Yeah.
And that was Hercules the Series episode 53, and overall, it's pretty good. It's faithful to the movie, I really like all the new characters, and the animation throughout was really high quality for a show like this. Overall, it's a very promising start to what's sure to be a great series, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Okay, now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Hercules and the river Styx.
Okay, where were we? Bob is waxing historically about Daedalus, the supposedly greatest inventor in all of antiquity, only to be interrupted by the Muses. Who could have seen that coming?
Now don't go getting all icy on us. Cause we got the dish on Daedalus, honey.
He invented the first compass.
Oh cool, he invented that incredibly sharp thing we for some reason trust high school students with. Adding him to the hit list. And apparently on top of all that, in his spare time, he created Icarus. Huh. I guess the apple does fall far from the tree.
In today's story, Daedalus, shop teacher at Prometheus Academy and father of Icarus.
Wait, can they hear him? Are you telling me the characters in this show can hear the narrator? Just when I think I understand this series, it goes and does something like this.
There are approximately 12 of you. You are all adolescents. Therefore, you must be my new class.
And I cannot stress this point enough, Kids' first assignment is a group project where they go with a solar-powered catapult. I mean, personally, I would have gone with a wind-powered guillotine, but this is also fine.
Ah, Icarus has told me of you. Hero in training, and strong. Abnormally so.
Well, yeah,
What is with all the weird implications in this show? I don't want to gloss over this, but then the episode does just that, so I guess when in Rome, or Greece. Turns out Daedalus is just as, if not more, unhinged than Icarus. Then Adonis gets a line just to remind us that he exists. Now, I would add him to the hit list, but I don't think I have enough room.
Burning. Burning. Activating the device!
Can't you just do this?
No.
The next scene is short, pointless, and not funny. So, since the episode couldn't be bothered giving it the time of day, I won't either. Moving on to the Underworld, Pain and Panic rush downstairs worried they're late for something, only to find Hades is not there. We learn Hades has gone to visit his brother Poseidon to trick him into rearranging the cosmos, which that kinda makes perfect sense. Since in this alternate universe Hades is fully aware Hercules is alive, naturally he'd want to move the due date of his plan forward while Hercules is still this. We get introduced to Poseidon, voiced by Jason Alexander.
I'm losing to a bird!
But don't worry, he's actually given funny stuff to say here.
Hey, brother, did I ever tell you about when I invented the marine mammal?
Yeah, Poseidon, about a zillion times. Anyway.
Of course, the first few drowned. You know, mammals. Then it hit me. Blowhole!
Hades is quite easily able to convince him he's working way below his pay grade and offers to give him Athens in exchange for moving the river Styx to run through Greece, thus making it an island and, by technicality, part of the Underworld. Hercules, meanwhile, is in Daedalus' shop learning the basics.
In the words of my close personal friend Archimedes, give me a lever long enough, a fulcrum high enough, a place to stand, and I'll kiss you on the nose. He was a strange man.
After getting launched through the ceiling and crashing to the ground, which with him being mortal would definitely kill him, Hercules proclaims that shop class is dumb. Rather than accepting different people have different interests, Icarus starts showing Herc a bunch of useful inventions to change his mind, only to end up proving his point further. Even though I know the episode will end with Hercules having to use these inventions to save the day and thus realizes the true meaning and value of shop class, it's still nice to see that at this moment the episode is vindicating him.
Self-sacrificing sheep!
I rest my case.
Poseidon rides by and travels to the river Styx, which is looking a lot more soul-free these days. Hercules and Icarus continue arguing as Cassandra interrupts them as she's had a vision of a disaster coming.
I'm not talking distant future. This is instant future.
And it's finally time for a brand new Muse song. Take it away, ladies.
Old Flame Top is honing a plan for rezoning and taking his show on the road.
Then Hades takes over, and I can see why Alan Menken decided not to write him a villain song in the original.
I got a penthouse on Spark Avenue. I'd like you to see museums and parks and works of art, all, hey, dedicated to me.
After watching a guy get murdered on screen in a pretty good visual gag, Hades takes over Prometheus Academy as the new principal, only to trap all the students inside. And I feel like there's something I'm forgetting here.
No way, Hades!
Oh, right. And then we get a really weird and once more very uncomfortable scene.
Not for the butts.
Hades' next victim is Adonis. All previous crimes have been forgiven.
I have a servant to serve my eternal punishment for me.
So, you'll spend eternity serving him. Let's start with the foot massage. It's so relaxing. Right in there between the toes. Come on.
I thought that said Nickelodeon for a second. Next up on literal death row is Cassandra. I mean, she already experienced her eternal torment in the last episode. What's the worst thing you can do to her at this point?
Live a happy, snappy life. Being a housewife.
Oh, he's good.
I'm learning more about Hades from this series than I ever wanted to know. Now it's Icarus's turn, and his punishment is to spend eternity beating up his best friend, and Icarus... Oh, Icarus.
Hey, this isn't fair! This isn't the real Hercules!
And finally, it's Hercules, and take a wild guess what his eternal punishment is. Never proving himself a true hero and reuniting with his parents while watching everyone he loves suffer without being able to do anything about it, or that trivial thing he was whining about a few minutes ago.
Oh, please, I can't do shop class!
You can't do shop class? Well, guess what? I know that.
I know it's unfair to criticize a 90s cartoon for not having the same complex writing and emotional storytelling as a modern cartoon like, say, Tangled the series. Hercules is forced to work in shop class with Daedalus, as they are both each other's eternal punishment. But Daedalus has a plan, a real breakthrough if you will.
97, 98, 99? Man, how many times do you have to crank this thing?
3 cranks will suffice.
This will affect your grade.
So, Hercules does, what else? Cause mass destruction, running over Icarus on the way. They arrive at the Temple of Athena. Alright, let's go. Time for some dueling deities.
Oh, great goddess of wisdom, we summon your aid.
Herc?
Actually, I was just about to summon your aid.
Why does the show constantly disappoint me? The chains are cursed, meaning it's up to Hercules to reroute the river Styx as he takes Poseidon's trident.
As long as we are captured. Care to play 20 questions?
All right. I'm thinking of a vegetable.
Rutabaga.
I hate you.
How I wish this entire show was just about the gods. Hercules calls upon the goddess of the river Styx, but she's not in a very good mood.
Okay, who wants trident? I do. Didn't you read the fine print on this? For ages immortal and up.
Now that Hades has the trident, Hercules would have to move a mountain to reroute the river. But it's too heavy, which... sure, okay. Icarus has already figured out a solution, but refuses to tell Hercules what it is.
I'm sorry for what I said about your dad's class. Does that cover it?
How sorry?
Really, really, really sorry. Now what is it?
You don't sound sorry.
Daedalus shows up as Herc figures out they need a lever.
Pull the lever.
Hercules?
He builds a lever with available materials and diverts the river Styx, instantly restoring Athens back to normal.
Oh, yes, that's
right. Make those dishes shine. That's the way to get a man.
Thank you.
So, Hercules just saved the entirety of Greece and countless lives with the help of his friend as he reconciles with his past mistakes and makes amends with the people in his life. How does Olympus not recognize him as a true hero after that?
Once again, Hercules saved the city-state of Athens. And he passed shop class. Barely.
I'm having a difficult time coming up with a stance on this episode because the first half was very slow, unfunny, and really generic. But the second half was great! Hercules and the River Styx starts out as a been there, done that story which was prevalent on every teen sitcom at the time, with the kid not liking a certain class because it just doesn't vibe with them, only for the universe to go out of its way to prove just how wrong they are because propaganda for the education system is fun. But soon as Hades takes over Greece, the episode becomes a laugh riot, with so many memorable interactions and lots of quick-witted, well-written dialogue. It's so great seeing Hades in his element again as he delights in the eternal torment he inflicts on the students. Poseidon is a really fun character that I hope gets a lead role in an episode soon, and it's always great whenever we get to see Athena again, even if it was brief. So half the episode is entirely forgettable and quite dull, and the other half is some of the best material I've seen from this series so far. Maybe I'm being too generous, but I have to go with what my heart tells me, and it says to give this episode 3 symbols of the gods out of 5. Oh, and Hercules and the first day of school gets 4 symbols of the gods out of 5. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some fictional characters from a weird 90s cartoon I have to take care of. Thanks so much for watching, folks, and I'll see you real soon.